Hi guys, this is the very first episode of Car Rides with Katie, and I am so excited to have you with me. It is 8 in the morning on a Tuesday, and you know what I'm craving? Pit smoked meat. I'm going to be in Indiana today, and we're going to be taking a look at 3 different experiences with the pit smoked meat, and just kind of talking about them. So join me in my car, and let's go get us some pit smoked brisket. Okay, hi guys, welcome to the interior of my car and my fuzzy hair because it rained on me, which is great. And I don't have a hood on this jacket because I'm not a planner, clearly. So, let's see. I went to 3 stores, so let's talk about the 3 stores wins and then just some opportunities that I think we need to discuss for this window with the premium product, right? Store number 1. You killed it with drive-through and frontline. I really appreciate when someone's willing to do that whole move where it's like you're taking care of drive-through, but you also like come up here and then you look at me and you're like, hey, we'll be with you in just one moment. I super appreciate that because it kind of helps me gauge where I'm at in the line, and almost like the best way to describe it as a customer, it's almost like this fandom customer is there and that's the drive-through one. And you're still acknowledging me. I'm not completely lost in the fray. Store number 2. OMG. There were 2 people that were killing it. Everyone had their name tags on, so I grabbed the names. Manager John and Shandora. So Shandora was working the front of the line, and this was during lunch rush. So when I went up to the line, Shandora knew the entire recommendations for the sub, was able to do that. She was handling bacon bread, she was greeting the customers, and she was also, doing drive-through while doing the front line. So she got my sandwich started and it was great. Manager John was working cash register and kind of bopping between the line and the cash register, which I love to see leadership on that line when there's a huge rush, because I think it makes sandwich artists feel secure, and I think it just like really solidifies that kind of culture in the store. He was fantastic. He was joking with me. He was just very, very in control of everything that was happening in his store in a really good way. I also heard him mention surveys, which is a key right now, and just us understanding what guests think. And he was mentioning surveys, and I was like, heck yeah. So, thank you both for being awesome. Store number 3. We had a person who was on the front of the line who absolutely rocked. And you might notice in the clip of the sandwich, you're like, wait, it rocked? What? Okay. So their toaster was down. Oh yeah. And they were in the middle of getting the toaster fixed when I came in. It was right around 1:30 when I did. So when I asked for the pit smoked brisket, I was a little bit hesitant because I wasn't sure what the response was going to be, but this girl was like, okay, this is normally toasted, but as you can see, our toaster's down. And then she was able to quickly recommend the way that she would do it to maintain as much of the flavor as she possibly could. And of course she was like, it's not going to be the same as if it was toasted, but this is kind of how I would go ahead and make it. And she did. And not only did she do that, she was one of the only ones to fold the meat in the correct way, put the barbecue sauce and the cheese, and heat it up, at least in the microwave. I know it's not ideal, but ultimately it was someone who was thinking around the process fixed, okay? Not all the time can we control that a customer is going to have something that affects their visit. But by her being able to kind of get on it and be like, hey, I've got this recommendation, I felt comfortable, and honestly, I felt really good about the sandwich that I ended up getting. Moving on to opportunities. Opportunities wise, all right, it is so important we portion our meat. It is so important. I know everyone preaches portioning, but I really, really mean it for this one. Unfortunately, one of the sandwiches I got from one of the stores was so badly portioned that when they toasted it, it dried the meat out, and the best way that I can describe it is it almost turned it to jerky. We want to be able to provide this premium sandwich and have it be premium. So keep that in mind, take the extra time to make sure that you're portioning it. The other thing I noticed too was we weren't exactly folding the meat to go into the toaster, and I actually think that's really important because it essentially just doesn't dry out the meat. Like I got one where it was stacked with the 3 meat on it, and when it was toasted with it stacked, it was again drier because the sauce wasn't on that. The last thing is, remember the sauce goes on before toasting. This is really important because it keeps some of the moisture in that brisket, and it also just kind of adds to that smoky, heaty flavor that I think is really good. So overall, thank you to the 3 stores. I will see you next time, and we'll be taking a look at the sliders. So join me for the next Car Rides with Katie. Leave a like and comment, subscribe, and I want to know what you guys want to see on this too. So let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you next time. Bye!